Hey there. I am live with my consistency and commitment activity, but I've got my little friend Reggie here. I've got another thing that I wanted to do. I just got home from my walk and I wanted to show you the other vest that I use, which is a Hypervest Elite. There is a less expensive Hypervest and it is a cloth material because I live in Florida and it's frequently very humid, and particularly in the summer, I sweat a lot. I decided that probably buying the more ballistic nylon material would be a better choice for me. The other thing I want to show you about this vest, like the Ironwear Fitness vest, it has little compartments. You can see from the back that the compartments here from the front, you can see that they have the ability to push out. Showing it to you like this and not on a tabletop is somewhat awkward, but you can see right there, there are these little half-pound weights. This one happens to be full and at its 10-pound capacity because that's where I am now, but I assure you I did not start there. I started just wearing a vest, making sure that I was comfortable with wearing the vest and how it fit. I recommend doing that. Take all the weights out, wear the vest with absolutely no weights in it, and maybe what you do is do it on a day when you're not going to get the vest dirty and you're not going to sweat excessively, and just check it for fit so that if once you use it, you discover, you know what, this doesn't fit right and I'm uncomfortable, my shoulders hurt, whatever, that you can return it. You do have to put all the weights back in, but I would do that first. And then I would start with the weights in the back. And I might put in, let's say, 1 pound. So two little weights right up here, up high. And then slowly start adding. I recommend, even at the lowest weight of 1 pound, well, you could go lower, you could go a half pound, but even at 1 pound, I would do it twice before moving on. Now, of course, you're going to rapidly move probably to at least 5 pounds before you start slowing down. And I can tell you that I walked for 6 months at 8 pounds before I went to 9. I am a rib lifter. I can get low back pain. I wanted to make sure I was doing a really good job before I progressed even further. And then I walked for another year with 9 pounds. Now, I'm a super cautious person, but I just want to detail for you that number one, it's not linear. So the amount of time it takes you to go from 0 to 4 pounds might be very different than the amount of time it takes you to go from 4 to 6 or from 4 to 8, whatever. You get the gist of it. Progress is much slower. You might go in half-pound increments after you get past 3 or 4, maybe for some of you 5. The goal is to get up to 10% of your body weight. So the taller and therefore heavier you are, you probably need the more expensive vest that'll go to a higher weight category. Lucky me, at 5 feet tall, and 94 pounds, the 10-pound vest is all I need. But that being said, my height and weight probably had something to do with getting osteoporosis. So the other cool thing about this vest is the breathability and the adjustability here on the side. This is a small, and I can tell you it's almost too long for me, but I suspect there aren't many people much shorter than I am who are listening to this. So there is that. The small will probably fit you. If you aren't shorter than, I'd say 4'11", probably. What I'm going to put it on, and I'll show you. I'll move back and show you that this vest is close to where my hip flexors crease. I wouldn't want to be walking with it loaded and coming mid-thigh. So just as information, there are vests like the Ironwear Fitness vest that are shorter and might be better if you're under 5 feet, I'm thinking. So that's just my one caution. You can see here that I've got nice breathability, but I chopped these strings off. They were very, very long. So if you've got a bigger rib cage and you're a lot bigger than I am, this is not to say that the small won't fit you. So that's just good information to have. I have a friend who's 5'7" and she wears a medium. I have another friend who's 5'7" but bigger boned and she wears a large. Everybody's different. So let's get on to it. I am going to step on my stick with my vest on. So that's my addition for today, rather than the weights in my hand. Let's just see what happens. I always need a moment to sort of concentrate and get myself set. Oops, and here comes my doggy. He's decided that he hears something. Let's see if I can keep my concentration. And that's pretty typical of what most of you will experience. You're not going to be standing stick straight. Not at all. Your whole foot doesn't have an entire... Reggie, hey, come here. Come say hi to everybody. Come here. Reggie. Sorry. There we go. So let's see what my proprioception is like. I just reminded myself to stand tall out of that hip, injecting a puff of air right there, not slumping into it, standing tall. Yeah, this is the fun part, adjusting. So now I on purpose move my leg around to see if I can deal with the leg moving around. Isn't that fun? And I'm going to demonstrate today. Somebody may have chosen to do single leg squats. So I have a fun idea. A single leg squat, I'm going to show you from the side. It's just a mini squat. What we tend to do, we send our bum back. So we're in this kind of a position. It's a hip hinge. You basically hip list, which is another exercise, but with a bent leg. So you're pushing down into the left heel and raising the right leg. Now, I just felt a little awkward there. So not every day is a good day. And here we go. I have an amp it up idea for you that will involve my pool. Are you ready? The good news is if I fall, it's just going to be in a pool. I'll get wet and you'll have a laugh. So I'm going to stand on my right foot. This is my hip list. I'm going to send my bum back and I get to keep my left leg straight instead of having to bend it, and I come up and down. This is fabulous work. It's a little weird putting your foot in the water. You get a change of temperature. Just another change it's a really cool thing, because if I can react or underreact to a change in temperature. Now, of course, I knew it was coming, but these are all the things that sometimes slip us up. Have you ever stepped onto something sort of cold and wet and been like, whoa? These are all the things that we want to expose ourselves to in controlled environments, so that hopefully when they happen to us in less controlled, surprising environments, we don't trip and fall. So that's my big movement moment today, a little bigger than usual. Have fun and tell me in the comments what you're doing. And if you want to say goodbye to Reggie, come here. Do you want to say goodbye? Love this dog.